Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Therapy Craft. We are still down here in the cave. I actually have not moved since last time. We'll get a little bit more iron here. So when we come out of here, we're probably going to be facing off against a couple of zombies. We'll see if they've... let's go down this way. Right into the hole here. Ooh, this goes down real deep. And yet there's nothing down there. Alright. So we will head back up here. Oh. So last episode we talked about acceptance, and we talked about DBT as a therapy, being newer and being more focused on specific skills, right, and skill building. So that is kind of where we're going to jump back in today. A witch. Excellent. Because I wanted to get into... Oh my gosh, alright, that witch is going to wreck us. Yep, there we go. Alright, let's get back up out of this cave if we can. Oh, although, we'll take this diamond if I can as well. So yeah, that's where I wanted to get back to today. Being on the run is not going to be helpful for doing this, especially since we're on the run from a witch. And she seems to be really taking us down here. I just picked up something. Alright, I'm pretty sure I'm not heading back where I want to be heading at this point. Pretty sure. Let's go. I need to... Oh no, the witch got us again. I'm pretty sure I need to head down somewhere. Oh, yep, down right here. Okay, go, go, go. We are attempting to get out of here. We are getting hit quite a bit. Okay, there we go. Let's go, let's go. Oh, look, diamond. Perfect time to stop for diamonds, right? Doo-doo. Oh, no, 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 no. The witch saw us. No, we really gotta get out of here. Okay. I think we're probably free and clear from the witch at this point. Back up into an area we've been before. Phew. Alright, that was a little stressful there. Didn't want to die with all this stuff down here. But it would be, I think, kind of cool to see about making a base down this way by kind of falling from above. And we'll just, oh, hello, skeleton. Place down a couple more torches here. Basically, I'm just trying to light up the area because I am headed up and out. And I want this place to be nice and clean when we get back. You know, we could also explore the other side on our way back, or when we come back, because I did not head down that way. Looks like there could be some cool stuff down there, and that's a baby zombie. I really don't want to mess with a baby zombie. Too quick for me. Alright. Seems like we're in the clear. Okay, so now that we've gotten the excitement out of the way, let's take a second to talk about what we're going to talk about today. We will talk about talking about it. And I thought today would be kind of a good opportunity, having talked about acceptance, to move into some skills that are more related to interactions with others. And these would be the why am I blanking on what they're called? Interpersonal effectiveness skills. Thank you. Oh, sometimes my brain just doesn't want to go. So interpersonal effectiveness skills. So these are skills that are geared towards having people gain mastery over interacting with other people. And these are skills that are typically going to be more geared towards people who kind of struggle in dealing with others. So they're there for these folks who really just have a hard time when they're talking with other people. They feel like they're often getting bullied and they become aggressive, that kind of thing. It's basically just learning how to be more effective in your communication. All right, let's dump off all the goods here. Put the diamonds in there. We ended up with 9 diamonds. That actually is really good, I will say. We've got plenty of diamonds to do plenty of things. Oh, we're going to need to sort this at some point, aren't we? The answer to that is yes. We will need to sort this at some point. For now, I think we'll be okay. We did get a bow, which is nice. More string. Okay, I think I'm going to put the chains in here too. Okay. Whew. So now that we've offloaded, I will begin the process of getting some stuff. But yes, interpersonal effectiveness skills are the things that we want to be able to do in interacting with other people. And this is in DBT, and this is where I get these from, right? That's where interpersonal effectiveness skills come from. In DBT, we are dealing with basically a set of 3 or 4, however you want to think about it. I think about it as 3. It is broken down into, in DBT, it is broken down into 4 different sections, but that's because they break down one set into 2, basically. And you'll see what I mean here in a minute when we get talking about it. We're just going to go out and, you know what, we need a bucket. That's what we need. We need a bucket to get some water, to find some lava, to be able to get some obsidian. So it's broken down in a few different ways, but I think the easiest way to think about it is in 3 sections. So, and these are acronymed sections, I should say, and not necessarily, or basically just used to help kind of alleviate some of the confusion. Or, I guess, remembering. My question is, do we have any lava pools? I don't remember any. I really am not remembering any. So we'll go see about getting some obsidian from down here. I know we just came up, but we do need some more. So the first, well, I guess I'll give you the acronyms to start. And so I believe I misspoke earlier. Actually, there are 4 or 5. My goodness, there are 4 or 5, depending on how you want to think about it. Sorry about that. So we have the acronyms that we have are Dear, Man, Give, Fast. And so these are used to help us remember, oh my goodness, the skills. They are not necessarily the skills themselves, right? There's no deer skill, although that would be pretty interesting if I do say so myself. So, dear, D-E-A-R. This is an acronym describing the way in which we want to interact with others. Those diamonds? I'm pretty sure those are diamonds. So this is the way that we want to interact with others, the way that we want to, and when I say interact, I am talking about speaking with, discussing things with, that kind of interaction. So the way that we want to do this is to DEAR, describe, express, assert, and reinforce. So fairly straightforward, I think, on what that means. But essentially what we want to do is we want to, when we are having a conversation with somebody, and a lot of times this is kind of thought of as when we are having trouble communicating with someone, right? When we seem to be at a point where we just can't agree on, wow, there's a lot of iron down here, on what we're trying to communicate. Okay, I don't want to be using the diamond pick for any of this, actually. We want to do our best to, okay. We want to do our best to focus on describing what we're trying to say. So being very descriptive, instead of just repeating ourselves, we try to do our best to describe what it is we're talking about to someone, because again, we're trying to do our best to effectively communicate. So we describe, and we want to express. Now, express gets more into feelings, right? So we want to express our feelings to others. We want them to understand where we're coming from, so we have to express the feelings that we're having to give them context into, you know, why this is so important to us, or what in particular we are you know, trying to communicate to them, and why that matters. And this, again, these are all important pieces here of the whole. Okay, I think there was some lava this way. No. I'm trying to find a pool of lava. We'll see how it goes. Oh, here we are. Okay, so this is a decent pool of lava. Yeah, let's just get our stuff from here, I suppose. Okay, so we've got the describe, express. The next is to assert. So this is getting us to the point where we are, things have broken down in conversation to the point where the other party is really just not budging, right? They're doing something that is harmful or hurtful to us, and they're unwilling to accept that this is what they're doing. So then we get to this assert, right? This is how it is. And this is, quite frankly, a very, very difficult thing for people to say. Many people struggle with being assertive. We don't have to be mean, we don't have to be rude to be assertive. We are allowed to say, this is exactly what I mean. I don't mean this other thing. I'm not talking about that. This is what I'm saying. And we assert our point, ourselves, into that conversation that has gone off the rails, that is not in a place where we want it to be, right? Because of that other person refusing to acknowledge or accept that we have a valid point, that we are part of this discussion. And this tends to come up when people are invalidating emotions, right? Is typically when this comes up. Oh my goodness. This pick is really not wanting to pick. It's really struggling. And so we assert, this is what I meant. This is what I continue to mean. And we do that until they understand where we're coming from. And then the last point in this is reinforce. So we don't want to just say something that is not true, right? We are trying to communicate the truth that we are seeing, right? The truth from our point of view. And so we need to reinforce that in some way, right? We need to be able to say, okay, this is why, or this is how I'm getting to that conclusion. And so we provide our evidence, right? So as you can tell, this these particular skills are going to be for difficult conversations, for dealing with difficult topics and situations, and maybe even difficult people with whom we have struggled to effectively communicate in the past. So that first set of skills again, DEAR, and we are talking about describe, express, assert, and reinforce. Now, moving on to the adjoining skill, or the adjoining acronym with this. These two go together. The acronym is MAN. So in total we have Dear Man, right? And the skills in this one, again, are broken up a little bit more because of how they are established. So Man is broken up into, I think we have enough obsidian, yes, broken up into two sections. The first one is mindful, right? So that's the M, and then the other section gives us appear confident and negotiate. So let's go over what these are. So the M being its own section, mindful. And really what this particular one is trying to get us to remember is that we want to be a broken record and ignore attacks, right? So we are being mindful of kind of what we are trying to say and what we are trying to do. What is our goal in this discussion? Is our goal to simply win? No, we're trying to communicate effectively, right? So winning is not something we need to do. And so we want to avoid those attacks, right? By being a broken record and just ignoring them. So what do I mean by being a broken record? I mean, if you need to, keep repeating yourself until that other person acknowledges what you're saying, right? And this, I think this is the point where a number of people get frustrated, right? They say, I just can't deal with this. You're not listening to what I'm saying. You're not hearing me. When in fact that other person probably is hearing them. They're just ignoring what they're saying. And so we want to kind of maintain our stance, right? Be a broken record. Continue to say what we're saying, repeating ourselves in the face of this other person not listening, in the face of this other person not being accepting, in the face of this other person really just kind of going against what we're trying to say. And ignoring any attacks that may come with that, right? So we don't want to get into a contest of of who's better, of who's got more of whatever, right? We want to ignore those attacks and continue on talking about the subject at hand, and that is kind of the important distinction here. So we've got dear man. Together we are talking about describing, expressing, asserting, and reinforcing, and then being a broken record, ignoring attacks. And then the last two of that man portion are appear confident and negotiate. So these last two are very important because we want to, I need a book now. We want to appear confident in our dealings with people. And essentially, what we're talking about here is, that was very creepy. Thank you, Creeper. What we are talking about here is kind of that idea of fake it till you make it, right? We want to appear like we know what we're talking about. We want to seem like we believe what we are talking about. And I would venture a guess that most people, when they're dealing with someone else, definitely believe what they're saying. Probably not a case of not believing the words that are coming out of your own mouth. But, again, sometimes it can be tough to hold that space while we are having a conversation with someone else, while we are dealing with someone else. And so part of it is just appearing confident, appearing to be able to stand our ground is important. Okay, I am going to do my best to split these up. Okay, we've got our enchanting table, we've got our obsidian for going to the nether. and that is good. And so we want to appear confident. And lastly, we want to negotiate. So what does that mean? That means that we do not want to be, I'm going to use the word obstinate, right? We do not want to be the person who is continuing the pain of the conversation or of the interaction. We want to be able to negotiate and accept that this other person may have their own view on things, and that is okay. As long as it's not harming us, is what I'll say. So we negotiate and do our best to come to a resolution. So again, I'm going to go over those two. Next time we'll talk about the next two acronyms here. But we've got our first set of acronyms, Dear Man, and this goes over interactions with others, right? So describe, express, assert, reinforce, be a broken record, ignore attacks, appear confident, and negotiate. So those are the skills and just kind of how we want to have our interactions with others to be effective. Now these may be things that you already do, or maybe do most of these, and maybe thinking about them in a certain way will be helpful for you. I hope that you can get something out of this in talking about these two particularly difficult items. I will say one caveat to some of this is that these are, the way that I'm talking about these are set up in an older style. There is a newer version of DBT that has come out. So if you are a currently practicing therapist, you may want to update how you discuss these with some of the newer materials. But this is how I learned it. This is how I know how to communicate it most effectively currently. If I were going to be using this with clients, I probably would get more updated materials. That being said, guys, we are at the end of our episode. Next time, I'm actually thinking we might move. We might leave this house and go build ourselves something fancy over that way. But probably not yet. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I want to put down the enchanting table and the nether portal just yet. If I'm planning on leaving at some point, because I do want to be able to have a house that we can grow in, and this area is pretty cool. I'm thinking that that nether area, or that underground area, probably goes out that way, right over there. So probably not going to be a good place to drop down. So we might move, find a new cave to drop down in under our house. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes as we continue on in this Minecraft world. And we will come back next time and talk about the other two acronyms with our interpersonal effectiveness skills. But anyway, guys, that is all for this video. I will see you in the next one.